Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ain't You a Peach. We're finally back live again. Yeah, it's just been a weird past couple of weeks. I don't know what's been going on, but yeah, hard to function. Not enough time to work. Not enough time to sleep. Not able to sleep when I go to sleep. I mean, just
it's allergies. It's allergy season. Everything is in bloom. Pollen is running rampant in the air that we're not breathing very well.
probably a satanic attack on me. That's what I keep thinking. Which goes along with what our show is today. So I have a question for everybody. If you could get an app that would tell you the day, time, minute, second that you're gonna, would you get it?
Nope. I am going to kick out when my clock runs out. I don't need to know because, see, my luck, here's how my luck really goes. This is the honest to goodness truth. If it were me, it said I had 2 days and 12 seconds, let's say, I would go out and run up every credit card I could find, own, and just jack that sucker through the roof because, hey, baby, I'm croaking. You can't get blood out of a turnip. You know what would happen? I'd be wrong. I'd be in debt up to my eyeballs forever. It's just like, yeah, nope, I wouldn't get it. When I go, I'll be sitting there and then I won't.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't want to know. I'd be sitting there looking at it going, I'd leave the house and think, oh no, somebody's going to come out of nowhere and they're just going to slam me,
Ow.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Well, we're going to be talking about the movie. I don't know if anybody's seen it or not. What was it? It was on Netflix? It was on Netflix, right?
Netflix.
Okay. And it's called Countdown. It's kind of a dorky-ish kind of movie, but it kind of drew my attention, the fact of the story. But like I said, it's kind of, it's one of those cheesy gore flick kind of things. But, like I said, it raises the question. Who
will you or
really, in their right mind, would download that app? So go ahead and do the daily hello, and then we'll go.
I can do that.
All right.
Good after. Is it there? There it is. Good afternoon, my fellow Ain't You a Peachers? Happy Sunday. It's the 79th day with 286 still to go in 2022. Today, spring begins. That's right, the vernal equinox, which is when the amount of sunshine is approximately 12 hours long. And the amount of sunlight will incrementally, that means get bigger, increase until the first day of summer. The vernal equinox marks the amount of sun crosses the celestial equator. That means way out in space. And this is the imaginary line in the sky above the Earth's equator from south to north in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. Okay, in the southern hemisphere, the same event marks the beginning of fall. For us, it marks the beginning of spring. Meteorologists mark the spring from March 1st through May 31st, and ours happens to hit today. It's also National Proposal Day, and that offers an equal opportunity for a marriage proposal. For many, this is the day they've been waiting for patiently to arrive without success. Others will pop the question suddenly, and those others will be waiting forever. It's World Flower Day that recognizes the importance of flour in our daily diets and our health. In our part of the world, products made from flour provide sustenance for billions of people. Flour is the main ingredient in delicious foods like pasta, cakes, pastries, bread, and biscuits. For thousands of years, humans have consumed grains ground into flour. Ancient humans gathered the oat kernels growing wild around them using a stone tool, much like a pestle. They crushed those kernels into a coarse flour. It's also Native American HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, and that brings groups across the United States together to increase awareness and education and provide support in communities worldwide. Here's a good one. It's National Ravioli Day. Ravioli are traditional Italian filled pasta. Pasta makers fill 2 layers of a thin egg pasta dough with various ingredients like a meatball. Can you imagine a meatball tucked snugly inside 2 cozy layers of delicious dough? Yum! That's what ravioli is. Some of the fillings include cheese, meat, vegetables, those poor people, and seasonings. They also usually serve the ravioli in either a broth or a pasta sauce. It's day 736 of 14. Too flat in the curve. Thank you, Liberty Lighthouse, who was on last night at 8 p.m. Eastern. What do you call an iron deficient female? A male. I knew you would hate that one because, see, Fe is the atomic sign for iron. So if you have...
I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah.
That
flew right over my head, where if I knew we were talking about labs, I would have went, oh, that's iron.
That's iron. Yep. Fe, iron. So if you have an iron deficient female, well, no Fe. You got a male. That was bad. I didn't say it was a good one. I don't write them. I just read them.
Iron vitamins are called like Fesol. Fesol. Fesol.
Okay.
Oh, that's a name brand.
Oh,
okay,
I see.
So I don't know who all has seen this movie. It came out in 2019. Like I said, it's called Countdown. I got all these stupid things popping up. It's one of those apps that these people are at a party, and all of a sudden they do this little it's kind of like a dare.
Right.
That we're all going to do together, type of thing. And the one that, because they knew what the app was, but they didn't know, they thought it was just bogus. It's one of those.
It's like an app, right?
Download it and ha ha ha, this is funny, type of thing. And according to their little bet is whoever was going to die the soonest had to do everybody's shots.
Right, had to pay for the round.
No, because they were at a house party. Remember, they were sitting at a table at a house.
Right.
So it was whoever did it. It was kind of like they were playing various different drinking games. So they decided to make it that person drink all of their shots. So they downloaded it, and the girl that was supposed to die earliest, it was literally like, what was it, like an hour and
3 hours, I think. 3 hours and 19 minutes or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it wasn't very long at all. And kind of freaked her out. Mm-hmm. So they get ready to go to her house, and her boyfriend, of course, drank all the shots for her since she didn't want to drink them all. And they and he downloaded the app also, and his was before her.
2 days later?
Or yeah, was it 2 days later? Yeah, that's later, right, because he was in the hospital. That's right. Because
right.
In the hospital. So he's drunk, but he doesn't think that he's drunk. And she refuses to ride with him after seeing what hers said. She's thinking, no, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get in the car with you, and we're going to die from you being drunk.
Right.
She walks home, and he gets mad, and he drives off. Well, apparently he drives off the road somewhere. She goes home, and yeah, she couldn't avoid it.
He crashed into a tree. Branch went through her side of the seat, right where she would have been sitting.
That was the original death that was planned for her, but she avoided it because she didn't get in the car with him. So it came and got her anyway.
It came and got her at the house. There's an old saying. It says the old saying is, the devil is in the details. In the case of this show, it would seem that the demon is in the app.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what was so crazy about it is that, and it wasn't something that just a few people at that party downloaded. There were a lot of people. You couldn't uninstall it.
Nope.
You would, I mean, this other girl, it was a nurse who was at the hospital working when the boyfriend was in there and found out about the little app, found out that the girlfriend died, found out that he was supposed to be dying, and she downloaded it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't know. But then he dies at the hospital and not from the injuries. He was basically followed. He went in some part of the hospital that they were doing construction and stuff, and this thing literally picked him up and threw him down a set of stairs. Killed him. So then she started freaking out and she tried uninstalling it. She tried everything she could. So she even busted her phone to pieces, went to a phone place, asked for a new phone number, knew everything. Zip, start from scratch, right? Did that, and that app appeared on her brand new number, new phone, everything. She could not get rid of it. Get rid of it. So that right there tells you there's a demon involved. If this app can go so far as you get a brand new phone and a brand new phone number and everything, and then it forces itself to be downloaded on your new phone, yeah, there's a demon involved. So you said the demon's name was
Ozil.
Ozin?
Ozin. Ozhin. Ozin. And he was what was it? You said you found him there. He didn't like people that broke fate's prescribed death for him.
He's a evildoer. Hang on.
Evildoer.
I'm going to share the, this is what he looks like when you can see him, but
yep.
He also got in people's bodies. So you would see people that you thought were normal, like your friends or whatever. And It was really him. They went to a Catholic church to talk to because supposedly Catholic priests are big on demonology and all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of funny. I mean, it was kind of funny. So they did some investigation on who he was and found out something about if you can make his thing, like say he says that you're going to die at such and such time, blah blah blah, and if you can either live past it or you can
break his time,
then you've defeated him and he has to let it go, right? Because that's kind of like a broken so they tried and they couldn't. They even put salt around them. It came after them with everything it had because they were trying their best to keep him from killing them. And in the end, the girl, like I said, she was a nurse. Her sister had downloaded it. Her sister was supposed to die 2 minutes before
3 minutes before
her. Something like that. And so she went and she decided the only thing that she had left that she could do was to die before her time, which would break his thing and save her sister. Now, they don't tell you this in the movie because you have to wait and find out, but she's a nurse, so she goes and she gets some kind of drug and in front of the demons, jabs it in.
Overdoses.
And yeah, he picks her up and all this kind of stuff, and he's like going, no, you're not, he's like, you're not gonna do this, right? He's pissed off. He's really pissed off. He's like, nope, not gonna happen. But she hits the floor and he freaks out and falls to a million zillion pieces flying through the air, screaming and blah, 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 and disappears. And the sister, who had like so many seconds left, gets up, goes over to her sister, freaking out. She's dead, da, 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 da. And she sees on her arm, she had put a circle and she had written Narcan across her arm, and a needle was in her hand of the Narcan. So, of course, the sister just jabbed it in the thing. Now, I don't know how truly this would work or not, but she jabs her in the shot, the spot that she had circled,
Marked.
jabs it in there and waits a minute, and she comes back alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, she defeated
the demon.
But yeah. My thought about this whole thing is, if you were a demon, wouldn't you know that she was doing that?
Not necessarily, that they don't have mind reading abilities that I'm aware of. But you know what they probably do need? Some APR coffee. Since that tornado went through, that's the best thing they could do. It'd be go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com and order. It'll be a day or 7 or 12 before you might get some. But
Isn't he running a thing right now?
On Twitter, yeah. There's an APR coffee auction going on Twitter. And I think the current auction ended Friday at 7, and then a new one should start up, or did start up, I think, Saturday morning at 7, but I haven't seen the post. Could be. That was the $100 was the last post. I was the first bid. I bid $20, same as downtown. And if you're going to start it off right. So get on over to American Pride Roasters, order. Check Twitter for DMs posts, and get you some of them coffee beans. And beat the demons.
Beat the demons.
Yeah.
But no, what I mean is that wouldn't he know that the Narcan brought her back to life? So technically she really did not die and come back and fulfill.
No, why would he know about the Narcan? See now how they don't see into the future. They just give you promises of what you think.
Afterwards, when she came back to life, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but he was already destroyed. His curse, if you will, had already been broken.
Destroyed him.
Right. That's why he went flying in a zillion pieces, because the contract that he had made broke, and he wasn't the one to break it. So it broke him in zillions of pieces.
That broke all, like anybody that downloaded the app, that downloaded the app was set free from their curse.
Their curse, yes. Never tempt fate.
I mean, like I said, it was a kind of a cheesy, horror flick, but funny.
I'm not really.
The topic, the topic was what made me go, that's interesting.
Do I want to know when I'm going to kick? Yeah, no. I don't know how many people really would want to know when they're going to kick. Would you try to avoid it if it said, okay, Tuesday at 2:00 on the corner of Elkin, Maine, you're going to get hit by a bus. So on Tuesday, you go, what the hell with that? I'm going to McDonald's on 47th and 12th. And then what happens? Does a meteorite come squash you?
I know you don't mess around on Facebook a whole lot, but I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. The little games that they'll be like your news.
Oh, Pot Farm. I used to do that one.
It might be. I mean, there's a bunch of different ones, but there's one that I've seen occasionally that says, something about it, and it'll show your gravestone, and it'll tell you the year that you're supposedly going to die in. Now, I know it's bogus. At least I'm pretty sure it is. I
wouldn't want to know.
I have no interest in doing it, but I see people doing it all the time. They post it on their wall. You're going to die this year, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say why or how or anything else. I think it just gives you the general year, or you're going to live to be this many years old or something. But I
Ooh,
mean, I see
that's
people doing
scary.
it all the time. So why would, if there was generally a serious app that came out that said, you know, this is a countdown as to when you're going to die. I really
Right.
kind of wonder how many people. I mean, remember, we live in a world of dumbasses now. I mean,
With a capital D.
Yes, and a capital A. I mean, think about it. Seriously, I really wonder how many people would fall for it. And what if
I
it
don't know.
wasn't?
It's crazy.
I mean,
It's
never know.
well now. Okay, it's on Facebook, and we know Facebook is Meta, and they have all their stuff. Let's say your number comes up. So when you grab the mouse, does Facebook send an electric jolt through your mouth, and you end up getting fried on the day that? Okay, it's your clock out day. We're gonna fry you to make sure.
I don't know, but I have heard some interesting things about the meta. I mean, as far as biblically, that it's like a distraction because you're in this world and it's preparing you to be mentally where we don't go anywhere, we don't do anything, we don't, you make your money inside this
Oh,
thing.
Matrix. Yeah, we'll live in the pod.
Pretty much. So it's distracting people. In my words, it distracts you from God. God's not in this thing,
Right.
And that you're putting blinders on. You're
right.
So
and there's a lot of people that do just that. They put blinders on. They go through their daily existence without paying any attention to anything.
Well, I know, but now you see this thing, and I've seen literally, especially with Christmas passing just recently and everything else, the amount of people that bought that stuff for their kids, bought the what do they call them?
Oculus.
Yeah, like the Oculus and stuff like that. And
right.
it's like
everybody's going to a virtual reality. How long before we have chips implanted so you can just go virtual without having external equipment? You'll be able to do it internally.
Well, that's on the list. At least that's what I'm hearing. It's on the list.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's transhumanism. They've been talking about wanting to do that for quite some time. But think about it.
Me and my niece are actually going to Nashville, which I think I told you about. So that
right, you're going to see some guy in May, I think it is, isn't it? May.
Timothy Aberdino, I think is his last name. Right. But yeah, he's going to be talking about transhumanism, UFOs, aliens, in the Bible. And it's also going to have the two guys that I listen to on Blurry Creatures, which is an awesome podcast. If you haven't listened to it, you need to go listen to it. They talk about Bigfoot, aliens, various different things. But yeah, and then there's going to be another guy that I think talks UFO stuff. But yeah, we're excited about going to it. It's expensive, but I think it's going to be fun.
With those two beats, meaning we have music coming up?
Yeah, we have about a half a minute.
30 seconds. Man, this first half went super, super quick. It's been a good one.
It flies when you're having fun.
Always. It does, especially with us in a beach. I keep trying to sit. You notice how I've got our peach eyes on each side of my hat? Mm-hmm. It's hard to sit still like that. I have ears in my eyes. I wonder if that means I can see what I'm hearing or hear what I'm seeing. Maybe I see what I'm hearing. I don't know.
There's never know. We'll see y'all on the other side. Oh, me.
I tried mounting the camera different, but I don't like the way it is. It makes it, because I'm looking at you on the screen because that's where I see you, but the camera's up there for me to look at everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm looking out the window. I don't know what's going on down here. I have to move it. I was trying to make it look better, but I finorked it up to
I'm
Pointer
sitting on top
Stag's
of my
term.
monitor.
That's where mine was, but I thought maybe it would look better if I got a better, get a wider shot. Yeah, but it didn't work out. I'll change it for next week. Or at least I hope I will. Maybe I'll just cut down the tube that it's in and make it lower.
I was trying to figure out what that was in my view. It was my mic. I was like,
mine, I just got this new arm, but this part is super flimsy. It will not stay. And this thing, I have it tightened as tight as it'll go because this is how I would want to use it. But oh no, it needs Viagra.
Raise it up and lower it like mine. That's how mine is. See? Well, maybe I can't turn it because the thing's in the way. But right. I got the mic hanging from it and it's upside down. So
maybe.
Oh, lordy. And then raise
Lordy,
the thing up.
Lordy.
No, you want to
like that, you mean?
No. You want to raise your thing up. Raise the arm up.
I can't. It'll fall down.
Okay.
That's why it keeps falling. I put it in, and it's a brand new arm. I just got it. Do I still seem loud enough? Even though the mic's not in my face? Okay.
Hello, welcome back. So if you missed the first half, we're talking about, would you want to know the day, time, hour, whatever that you are going to croak?
Check out. Expire. Pass on to the pearly gates. Take a dirt nap. Let's see, what other euphemism is there? The old one, to buy the farm, that came from World War II or one of the wars, because if you got killed in action, the insurance that you got from it was enough to pay the farm off. So that's where the expression to buy the farm came from.
Well, as we told everybody on the first half, this was apparently a demonic app that a demon controlled it. So we've got a list of 10 things that you should know about demons and Satans. So you wanna start this list?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And demons are fallen angels. Sometimes our theology textbooks state this sin first came into the world with the sin in the garden. But already there was a fall before the human fall. The serpent came into the garden from the outside and with evil intent. And that's from Genesis 3:1 through 12. Well, paragraph 3:1 and 12. The serpent questioned God's godliness and insinuating that God was withholding something good from his human images. That was Adam and Eve. Later in the scripture, the devil is described as the ancient serpent. That's in Revelations 22. How much more would you like to know about all this? However, scripture is addressed to us and not to angels. And what we do know is that Satan leads an army of rebellious angels. That's Revelations 12:7-8, who are now cast out of heaven. And demons are those fallen angels. Demons are not misinserting spirits. Yeah, ministering. That's what I tried to say. Minister. But spoilers. That was a hard sentence to get out for some reason. The devil made me do it.
Oh, me. So just like we even have a leader. We have most of us have God as a leader,
Yep.
and then there's some people that Satan's their leader. Same thing with demons. Demons have a leader, and their leader is Satan. So, was he a cherub gone wrong, or was he an archangel gone wrong? We do not know for sure. Michael and his angels defeat him and his angels in battle. And I'm just reading this, so I'm not swearing that it's correct or not. So, he was defeated by an archangel, Revelation 12:7. Scripture has a number of titles in addition to Satan and devil that sums him up. Miller J. Erickson provides a handy summary of them. Several other terms are used of him less frequently. Tempter, Matthew 3:4, 1 Thessalonians 3:5. Beelzebub, I can never say that. Beelzebul, Matthew 12:24-27, Mark 3:22, Luke 11:15 and 19. Enemy, Matthew 13:39, Evil One, Matthew 13:19 and 38, 1 John 2:13, 3:12, 5:18, Belial, I've never heard that one. 2 Corinthians 6:15, Adversary, 1 Peter 5:8, Deceiver, Revelation 12:9, Great Dragon, Revelation 12:3, Father of Lies, John 8:44, Murderer, John 8:44, and Sinner, 1 John 3:8. It's a book called Against the Darkness. Graham A. Cole has a bunch of stuff about them.
It was a nice commercial. I always thought the Great Dragon was China, and Russia was the bear. Or at least that's out of Revelations, as I recall.
It is. But that's what I'm saying. They're all, if you really look at them, they're following Satan. They're not, they're all for this one world order. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Right.
All these people are satanic. They're reptilians. They're evil, satanic, Satan followers. Yeah, you know where I'm going.
Well, yeah, that's the darkness. Let's see, and they've got mojo, but they're not. They don't have all the juice. Satan and demons are powerful, but they are not omnipresent, omniscient, or omnipotent. Oh, they need Viagra. Poor guys. As far as omnipresence, a demon can leave a man and enter a pig. Yeah, that's according to Mark. I guess that's why you guys don't like pork. I say, let him enter the pig. We'll throw his ass in the skillet and make bacon. See how he likes that. Let's see, regarding omniscience, angels, and we can surmise fallen angels also do not know the day, hour of the return of Son of Man. Yeah, nobody does. Regarding omnipotence, I told you they need Viagra. No angel, ruler, or power can separate the believer from the love of Christ. That's right. They can't force you not to. And in some Christian circles, a devilish power, knowledge, and presence are inflated in the Christian circles. So they make them seem more mojo than they are. They're there. They got, more goodies than what we got, but they ain't all that hot.
I don't look at it that way. I look at it as your knowledge is more. Therefore, you are able to discern or spot these things where the average person won't see that it's a demon. They'll just think, oh, it's just bad luck, or you see what I'm saying?
Right. And well, the funny thing is with those demons, they can't mess with you. So that means if you went to preparewithmojo50.com and got you, I don't know, a 3-month or 3-week supply of grub, they couldn't mess with it because they don't have the mojo to get into your stash and go bags from preparewithmojo50.com.
That's true. Okay, so the diabolic aim is worship. It's been said that the world says to us, conform to me, which is very true. Everybody is conforming. And the flesh says to us, satisfy me. And the devil says to us, worship me. There is biblical evidence to support each of these, respecting the last idea of the three, the devil's tempting of Jesus in the wilderness. Climaxes with the invitation, Matthew 4:8-9. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, all these I will give you if you will fall down and worship me. This appears to be the devil's ultimate motivation, the desire to be worshipped, but to do so is idolatry. It is worshiping the creature rather than the creator, which is Romans 1:24-25.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean,
so he'll give you the world as long as you say, hey, you're king dog. Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Well, that's why they say, to pick up your cross and follow, God, follow Jesus. Because to do that, you're going to have to put down the rest of your stuff. You're going to have to give up everything else, all your worldly things, let them go and go. He wants you to want those worldly things. He wants you to be in possession of all these worldly things.
Kind of like running rampant right now. Gimme, 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 gimme.
Well, that's how it is.
Oh, yeah, it very is. The devil is
right
a deceiver.
In our face now. It's in our face.
It very much is. They have guises, if you will. The devil is a deceiver. That's from Romans 12:9. The Apostle Paul warns the Corinthians that the devil can disguise himself as an angel of light. Well, he was one to start with, so I guess it's not hard to fall back into that part, if you will. That's from 2 Corinthians 11:14. And Paul is writing about the danger of the false teachers who disguise themselves as apostles of Christ. That's 2 Corinthians 11:13. These deceitful workmen, that's a quote, are agents of the great deceiver. False teachings, false gospel, and false teachers still persist and trouble the churches. This may be particularly so in the West. That's us. Goes on to say, I once heard a pastor who had been imprisoned by the communist regime in the Soviet days, and the degree, the DD degree, can stand for Doctor of Divinity or Doctor of Darkness. I guess it could be either. Generally, a DD degree is, Doctor of Divinity. However, there is another guise that is not subtle at all. It shows itself in persecution. Peter uses the startling metaphor in the application to the devil. That's 1 Peter 5. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Isn't that the truth? Peter has persecution for the faith in mind, as his next verse shows. That's 1 Peter 5:9. Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same kinds of suffering are being experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. There are Christian brothers and sisters in non-Western parts of the world are experiencing the roaring lion as I write. Yep. Everybody gets the same grab your ankles and kiss them goodbye treatment. Kind of reminds you of the government. I'm here from the government. I'm here to help.
I keep telling you, our government's full of demons, so now you get it. Christ is the victor over Satan. Jesus came into the world as an incarnate Son of God to accomplish more than one thing. Here is a sampling. Jesus came to reveal the Father, John 1:18, to be a model for the disciples' behavior, John 13:12 through 15, 1 John 2:6, to be our great high priest, Hebrew 4:14 through 6, to die for our sins in place, Hebrew 10, 1 through 10, 1 John 4, 8 through 10, and to defeat the devil, 1 John 3, 8. He defeats the devil by tasting death for us, Hebrew 2, 14 through 15. The devil's power lies in bringing death, and death becomes judgment, Hebrew 9, 27 through 28, and the fear of it. But if Jesus has addressed the matter of judgment on the cross, he has, then the believer's fear is relieved. Colossians 2, 13 through 15. So after death comes judgment and the fear of it.
But if you're saved, you don't have to fear it. Joe Sugars. How do I turn that off? Stop. Go away. Kaka. That's funny. Somebody texted me something. At least it's a novel text. I know who was texting me. I'm pretty sure it was mypillow.com. Yeah.
Okay.
They were saying that, if you take a nap, especially if you take the big dirt nap, you want to get one of those soft Mike Lindell, pillows they have, firm, extra soft. You can pick out the flavor you want, to put there in the box with you. And all you have to do is go over to mypillow.com, scroll over about 3 tabs down, about 3 boxes right there where it says radio specials. Use the promo code MOJO50 and save yourself some dough and get you a nice pillow. So when you go, you'll be comfy, don't you know? That's over at mypillow.com. And just kind of, what can I say? I think it's mine, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Demon possession is the stuff of movies. Hey, Linda Blair didn't really get possessed. Oh man, all that pea soup for nothing.
I know.
The Exorcist. Yeah, and that's funny. The next line, The Exorcist, comes to mind as a classic horror movie. However, some scholars contest the use of possession to characterization a demon's grip on a human subject. Yeah, I don't think they get it. I don't think, but they probably can. These scholars prefer to describe the man present, and that's in Mark 5, as demonized. That's pretty much everybody in the federal government. The traditional descriptor is demon possessed. See, that's what I said, everybody in the federal government. I prefer the descriptor a demon inhabited. That's Mark 5, 1 through 20. Yeah, but he didn't know about the guys on the hill. See, and this provides an illuminating example. And Jesus permits the demons to come out of the man and to enter the pigs. That's Mark 5, 10 through 13. Another example is the parable Jesus told of an unclean spirit going out of a person. The unclean spirit returns to the person who is compared to a house which is returning evil spirits now indwell. Yeah.
Means you're going indwelling.
Oh, okay. That's Luke 11, 24 and 25. Spatial imagery is used in both instances. The idea of possession may give the impression of ownership, whereas the demons are squatters. The language of a demonized may be too broad to be overly useful. So they speak lots of languages. You would think there'd be one demon, demon hybrid language. I speak upper demon. Oh, I speak ghetto demon, I suppose. Do they have ghettos in demon land? Your mama is so big when she says, I don't know.
Okay, so believers cannot be demon inhabited. Can believers be demon inhabited? I don't know why it said that and then it asked it in a question. This is a question which many ask. Theologically considered, it is hard to believe that it is possible that a believer can be a dwelling place for a demon and the temple of the indwelling Holy Spirit, 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 2 Corinthians 6:16. However, there is every reason to believe that a believer may be demonized in the sense of oppressed by demonic malevolence. For 1 Peter 5:8-9. Likewise, the devil may actively seek to harass a godly servant, as Paul tells the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 12:7. In brief, inhabited, no. Oppressed, yes. Which is what I was telling you when the show started, was that I felt like because I know a lot of you know that I have been digging deep into the word, and it's like things are messing with me. Things are really messing with me, and that's what we're talking about, oppressed, where Satan is trying to do things to keep you from God. If that means making it hard for you to get your work done, or you can't sleep, or whatever, and so you're having to use your time to do other things that have to be done, and it's taking you away from God. Your turn.
My turn. Yep. The devil and demons have no future with God. Gene, I wonder why. Let's see. They're dark. He's light. He wins. There's light. There's no darkness. It makes sense to me. It's surprising to learn that some very important early church thinkers were of very different opinion. Let's see. Origen, DC 4 AD 354. Sometimes I see the dyslexic for some reason. My tongue is in front of my teeth and I can't say it. Was one of the greatest speculative theologians in the history of the church. He argued that all will be saved, including the devil. Now, Gregory of Nyssa, that was AD 335 through 394, was more cautious about making the same claim. He hoped, though, that the devil will be saved. For his boldness, Origen was condemned by the Council of Constantinople II in AD 553, but Gregory of Nyssa was not. Wow. The scriptural testimony is plain. The devil and his servants, the false prophet and the beast from the sea, will be in the lake of fire eternally. That's from Revelations 20, 9 through 10. One can surmise that the devil's other servants, the demons, will face the same fate. Well, it kind of, if the boss goes, so goes the henchman, if you will.
Okay, so the last one, we may have a blind spot. Paul G. Hebert was raised in India, but trained in the West and was as an anthropologist and missionologist. I don't know what that is. He came to realize that his Western training had made him become unaware of the world of spirits, both good and evil, which the majority of the world has never lost sight of. He called this his blind spot, the flaw of the excluded middle. He thought that many Western Christians may have an espoused theology affirming angels and demons, but in practice have an operational theology that lives through God and ourselves were the only intelligence. The blind spot will show itself in our prayers if we never pray that the risen Christ might continue to blind the strong man, as it were, and spoil his gods through the victory of the cross.
Interesting. Spoil his goods through the cross.
Well, it's like, I know the further I've been getting, because I've been watching a lot of teachings that actually go into all of that kind of stuff, and
okay,
it's like you got so many people that say they're Christians, but then they don't have a relationship with God. They're not reading their Bible. They're not practicing what the Bible says, and therefore, and all this stuff is happening, and they're not spotting what's coming at them. You see what I'm saying? Right. They think it's bad luck. They just, whatever. Whereas the deeper I get in, and I know Rocky and them hit on some of it, the Nephilims and stuff like that. All this stuff is here. It's walking around us. And God has protection around those of us who follow him. He also gives you discernment to know where there's a demon, where there's not a demon, all that kind of stuff. And I think that what this guy was trying to say is that until he got into all that, he had no understanding of all of this, the demons and the things that are around you on a
Things
daily
that go
basis.
bump in the night.
Yeah,
and
on
day.
a daily basis.
They're
But,
always surrounded.
It still comes back to that question. Would you want to know?
Well, and also along with that movie, it's probably a good idea to read the user agreement, because in that case, that's when they found out what was really going on. Everybody always just arbitrarily clicks on it.
You broke the user agreement.
Whoever reads it, I don't. I always just, if you want to use this site, agree. Yeah, okay, fine, I agree.
I don't think I've ever read a user agreement. I mean, seriously.
I have tried a couple of times, and after about the fourth paragraph of double talk legalese, I went, Fenork it, I'll take the damn thing. If you take my firstborn, on the second Tuesday of the 5th month of March, all right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's crazy. And some of those things, and there's one of those cloud photo services that everybody and their sister uses, but the cloud service has the rights to your photos. You don't have the right to your photo. They have the rights, and they can use them wherever they want, whenever they want, with or without your permission. Well, actually, without your permission, which I think is crazy.
You don't want people to see.
Well, not so much that. Let's say you were at Yellowstone and you got the perfect shot of a bald eagle flying past the geyser as it went up, something spectacular.
Oh, yeah, they could take it and use it.
Yeah, some magazine would pay you, multiples of thousands of dollars for that image, but seeing how it's on their cloud service, they can use it for free anywhere they want to, in advertising, in anything. If you have a screensaver program that runs, it shows different pictures all the time, but it's not your pictures. It's those pictures that people have taken off the cloud, and they're using them going, oh, wow, look, this was a great picture. Here, we'll show you this. And then 20 seconds later, they change the image. Well, that's another one that somebody else took. And I would be willing to bet you $1 to a hole in a donut that they didn't send it into them to get paid for. And just, they used it. I have it, so I can use it. It's one of those ownerships is 9/10% of the law.
I believe it. Yeah. I mean,
which is sad.
Yeah. I mean, but you gotta think we live in a world now that you have to put stupid things like coffee is hot onto. Yeah, I mean,
don't pour hot coffee in your lap; it will burn. What? Yeah, I know it.
I laugh every day though, especially on TV. I don't know why they do this on TV. I guess to make us look stupider, but the people that drive around with an open container in their car, not, everything has a lid now, but yet you're going to drive your car with hot coffee with no lid on it. Yeah.
One pothole later.
I mean, it is just stupid. I just don't. Do we have any common sense? Is there any common sense left?
I don't think so. You mean Tide Pods aren't really mint flavored?
Just
some of the crap that people come out here. I'm going to eat a Tide Pod. Why?
Did it all start with the the show Jack Hole when they would go and do all those stupid things that was what I'm talking about.
I mean, Jackass.
Like shooting a stapler, one of them stupid staplers in your foot or something.
Jackass.
Things that you would not normally do
at all. Not a common sense person.
Things kind of went downhill after that. Oh, this is plugged into the wall, but I think I'm going to take it the top with me anyway.
Yeah. Can't I bathe with and make toast at the same time?
Exactly. I just don't get it.
The
Oh,
dumbness of people is remarkable. But
I can't believe how many people on this movie literally like, ooh, this looks so real. Don't hit that button, download, boom. I mean,
no.
I
And then all the videos.
Know. I don't.
And then when
know.
that chickie was doing the research on it, finding out the videos, it's like it says I'm gonna, and then
and
the
then
people
she
were
turns around
croaking
and gets
shit.
it. It's stupid. Well, we'll see y'all all next Sunday, same time, same place.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.